come to you. I got my Avon jacket on and also my little Avon shirt. I don't know if you can see that. And my Avon necklace. So you always want to be a billboard for what you are doing. I want to take a moment to do a live on fundraising. I did send or put a post on our Facebook page, but I wanted to provide some details. So I really want to thank Elizabeth Mason for asking me to clarify, because I need to remember that we are all in different stages in our Avon careers and Avon businesses. So some of the things that I do post, I need to be more mindful of tailoring that from whether you are a contender or a Rose Circle seller or a David McConnell seller. I need to make sure that I'm clear on how that applies to everyone. So Elizabeth, I sincerely thank you for bringing that to my attention. So what I wanted to say is when you do fundraisers, it is, first of all, you do have to register them, and you would go to the earnings link and do that. And I put the screen flows on how you do that. But your fundraiser is also combinable with your regular traditional order as far as value total amount. So what I mean by that, say that you have a fundraiser and it is $100, but your traditional order is $200. So that would be 100 plus $200 is $300. So you would earn 35% earnings on that particular order for health and beauty and wellness. And then for your home and fashion, it would follow the normal structure for you. I posted that on the in our Facebook group, or you can also look at the earnings tab to get all the breakdowns, okay? But there is a special code that you use, and I would have to bring it up, but it's the fundraising code. You also want to make sure that you use that when you're doing your order so that you get credit for that fundraiser. That's a little indicator to Avon to let them know that this is a fundraising order. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Now, what I would say is, depending on the group, you may decide if you want to give well, like I said, I'm at President's Club level and I generally earn 50%. So to my groups, I give 40%. But maybe it's a group where I'm doing a traditional fundraiser. I'm doing a lot of the sorting. I have to put additional brochures. So to defray that cost, I may decide that I only want to offer 30% to that group. So it's up to you to negotiate how much you will share with the group. And there is also formal contracts that are within the fundraising tab that you can use. So if you have any more questions on fundraising, please put them in the comment tab and I can drill down on them. But I kind of wanted to talk about briefly, because I'm going to call this Wisdom Wednesday. I kind of want to talk about our business and that we have seasons in our business, just like we have seasons of the year. I'm going to my notes because I actually have a few little notes here for us today. So as we know, there is winter, summer, spring, and fall. And when you look at our natural seasons of the year, sometimes our business mirror that. Sometimes people say in winter, my business is slow. In summer, my business is really popping. In fall and spring, it is stable. What you probably want to do is reflect on your behaviors in your business. So I kind of want to go over some things that are traditional in the seasons of the year. So most people in the spring, they plant. And when you plant things, you expect rain. There can sometimes be storm, be wind that can basically attack, nourish, or also damage your seedlings. So when you think about your Avon business, what will be your rain? Will your rain be the number of customers that you approach each day? Will your rain be how many folks that you ask for referrals? Will your rain be how many posts you do on social media? That would be your rain. That will nourish your business. What about your storms? Will your storms be when you decide to procrastinate? Will your storms be when you decide that you won't go to Avon U and learn some of the new products? Will your storms be that you've just made a decision that it's too hard? Will those be your storms? I don't know. I'm just asking you to kind of mindfully think about these things, because most of those things that are storms are things that we can adjust our behaviors to turn them into nourishing rain. But when we have real storms like tornadoes and typhoons, those are things that we have no control over, but we adjust ourselves to protect ourselves. So here's another analogy where we can adjust and protect ourselves from certain behaviors that we may have. And sometimes there's just due that comes. So the due will be when people just call you out of the blue and say, hey, do you have some product? I need some. I have an event. I would really like to get some things from you. So those are things that happen automatically. And then in the summer, that's our next season. I'm referring to my notes. That's when it's hot and you prepare, your garden is starting to flourish, but you have to get in that garden and you may have to prune, you may have to thin some things, you may have to decide that some things need to be pulled up and transplanted in another area because it's too dense. How does that apply to your business? Well, sometimes we have certain processes in place that we may need to adjust. Maybe you want to do your phone calls at 6 o'clock in the morning, but people are asleep, so that wouldn't be a good time to do that. But maybe you have some orders that you could pack. Think about your process that you have in your summer, in your business, and how you can make that work better for you. When you prune things, you delete things, you remove things that may not be working for you. Okay, and then summer is the season of growth. What changes can you make or have you made that are working? Those things that are not working, think about those and say, how can I do that differently? I'm going to share, I had a situation where I actually lost a customer because she felt that I was not getting back with her timely enough. And I apologized to her because there are some other dynamics in the background, but I apologized to her. I sent her a very nice thank you card. She actually had a credit with me. I returned the credit to her and I basically thanked her. I will send her a Christmas card like I always do, but sometimes our seasons, just like spring, summer, and fall, they change. And sometimes we may outgrow a customer and they might outgrow us. But how do you use that experience to grow forward? All right. Next, we have fall. Fall is the harvest. Fall is where you get to see the work that you've done and the seeds that you've planted and to see how they've grown. Everything that you do is done in increments. Each thing can build up on one another. So, what is it that you are doing today that's going to help you build up on your business? And normally it would be things like reaching out to folks. And you want to bring value. It's not just saying, hey, I sell Avon, you want to buy some. It may be things like, Avon has wellness. I actually gave a woman 5 packets of the Avon 40 plus vitamins because she said that she was tired and she needed some vitamins. And I offered to share the Avon vitamins that I had with her for her to have a trial of those vitamins. So, what value do you have? How do you improve yourself to make your worth more valuable? It's kind of like if you went to a doctor who went to medical school in 1979, but he hasn't been back to get any continuing education. He hasn't participated in any of the new techniques. He's not aware of any of the new imaging. There's nothing wrong with things that are tried and true that worked back then, but it is awesome to learn the new and improved processes so you can become better. I'm going to go get the dog right now, so hold on. Front door. Hey, man, thank you. Hey, Pharaoh, let me get your little food. You got your food out. I see Dave put your food out for you. Okay, man. All righty. All right. I am back. Hey, come here, man. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, people. You get to see the little furry dog that just came home. Say hi, everybody. All right, I'm gonna put you down. You're stinky. You're stinky, man. All right, I'll have to want to get back to my notes about summer. So in summer, this is an opportunity also for you to see your work. I was kind of talking about the doctor before, but you can see your work. What have you invested, and what it's like a pregnancy. You're going to birth those things when you apply them, when you invest in yourself to learn. And Avon U, those classes are quick and easy. Also, there's so many different Avon Facebook groups, like the Northwest region of Avon, Avon USA. And always sign up for those meetings, because you will get a link deposited right into your mailbox. So I just wanted to encourage you to pour into yourself, because when you do that, then you can pour out into your customers and you will have a better harvest. All right, let's see what I got here. It says, if you tend your garden, it will produce. Are there any gardeners out there? If you plant something and you never look at it, you never water it, you never get the weeds out, what will happen to that garden? And just like business, we need to be very mindful of those things that we're doing and make a list. You can do one or two things, and when you see how those things work, if you need to keep them, great. If you need to change them, modify them, and use them, do that as well. And then the last season that we have is winter. And then every winter has a beginning and an end. So, sometimes things might be slow, but what can you do during the slow seasons when there is a hibernation type of aspect to your business? What you can do is utilize that time to increase your skills. Utilize that time to use some of the other methods that are more autonomous, like how to grow your online sales, how to introduce Avon to other people so that you can have a leadership income from people that you grow and develop. And then it says things die in the winter. And it says, but they come back afresh and new. So again, some of the habits that we had, we may need to kill those habits. We may need to say, okay, I need to do it this way instead of that way. But what's so beautiful about this business is you can each and every hour, not even each and every day, you can readjust how you handle your business, because you are the boss. But you also want to start to make what I would call targeted decisions, deliberate decisions. If you say, I'm going to talk to at least 5 people every day, put that in your calendar. Make it happen for yourself. You can do it via text, actual phone call, email, when you're in the grocery store, approach someone. If someone says, hey, you have nice skin, you may start up a conversation, but be true to yourself, because the person that we look at daily is self. And we want to be able to honestly say that I stuck to what I said to me. And then normally in the winter, things sometimes get below zero. And sometimes people use weather as a reason for why they don't do certain things. But have you noticed if somebody's giving away something free, if something is on sale? I mean, I've done Black Friday where I've gotten up early in the morning like a crazy person, and I have walked into Walmart like I was a superhero, and I've walked over many a grocery carts just to be the first person in. Matter of fact, I got my son this fantastic television. It was huge, humongous, and then it was a surprise and I kept it in the attic and then he figured it out anyway. So it's like sometimes the things that we invest the time in is not what we really should be doing. We need to keep our focus on what is the goal. So that brings me to goals. What are your Avon goals? If it's to make $100 extra a week, do the math using that earnings chart to see how much you need to sell. If it's to um, earn a vacation, like we have the Jamaica trip, we can sit down and map out how you can do that. If it's to get to President's Club, there are things that are on that on our website that tells you how much you need to have on average to achieve that. So in your winter, make sure that you are doing things that are going to prepare you for when the spring comes again. How does that sound? Okay, so I just wanted to share some things about the seasons of Avon, but what I would really like is some feedback from you on how I can help you to grow, because this is a business where you really can grow. We have multimillionaires in this particular business. That's a lot of lipstick. But what they've done is they've made themselves more valuable. Watch some of their YouTubes. I'm not hating on anybody that's gone from 1 to 10 in a year. There's Christina, and she's actually sold over $220,000 in Avon. She's only been with Avon 2 years. She's earned every single trip that has come since she's joined. How did she do it? She said she planned it and she had a target and she hit it. Let me help you hit some targets. Why don't you shoot me an email or put it in the comments section that you would like to talk about that, and we can go from there. I know that's been kind of a long live, but I wanted to make sure that I tapped on some points for you. Be sure every Monday to check into the Avon Beauty Buzz, also Insider TV, on our Avon Now website. Any email that you get, be sure to review that. It's a lot of great information in there. They also talk about we'll only be able to back order one campaign. And I think that's a good thing, because what it does is most stores like Target and other places, if they're out of something, we can get a rain check, but that has a limit on it. Their sales last for a week. Our sales last for 2 weeks. And when you have the back order, then that gives you an extra window. So learn to leverage that, because maybe a person say, well, I'll order next time. Now you can say, well, our back order policy is only one campaign now. So I would really want you to celebrate that price. So, how about I put the order in for you today? Or what would work best for you? I look so forward to working with all of you. And Latanya, thank you for chiming in. And again, if you have any questions or comments, I want to take everyone's question and make it into a teachable moment, because we sometimes all have the same question. So everyone, take care and have a great evening. I look forward to working and watching your business prosper. Have a great evening.